Hey guys, you're watching because you want to know me. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Zoo in Minecraft. Last episode was episode 50. It was actually a really important episode. Well, not important. It was a really informative episode because it was a world tour, and it was actually a really long world tour. It ended up being like half an hour. We went through and viewed all the animals. The only thing I really forgot about was actually walking through the bird enclosure. That would be nice to do, but oh well. So if you missed that and you are a new subscriber and you want to see everything else that we've done in this zoo so far, then load up, then feel free to go back and watch that video, episode 50 of Let's Build a Zoo. Today I want to add the polar bear enclosure, and I said we're going to do it in this location. It's a nice sort of area that just needs some space filling, so it's perfect. We're just going to sort of round off a little bit of these spots, because if the corners are too sharp, or especially if you have like places like this, when you put the fence in, it looks really weird. So you sort of want to make them as smooth of a curve as possible. So I'll do the same thing here, and then sort of add at least a couple of blocks. Might as well take those away as well. So sort of just rounds it off. We're not limited on space, you know. It's way bigger than what we would actually need for this enclosure. But yeah, smoothing off this section is certainly going to make the enclosure look a little bit better. Let's grab a wand and let's grab stone bricks as well, because there's going to be some sections that is going to be easier and quicker to do by hand than with welded. I always find anything on a on a diagonal a lot quicker to do by hand. And then if you have long straight sections, I find it a lot easier to use world edit for. But yeah, world edit can be a little bit tricky when you're doing like tiny little diagonal sections. Polar bears are quite big animals. I don't think they're the polar bears that you get by sort of default or in vanilla Minecraft now in like 1.11 or 1.10 or whenever they came out. Did they come out 1.10 or 1.11? I think they might come out 1.10. Yeah, I think so. But they are like, I think they're called winter bear. In fact, they've got a little bit of a derpy model, if I must sort of judge on it. You know, it's not my favorite sort of animal texture in the pack, but I think polar bears are one that we need. We haven't got a snow enclosure that close to us. I think the reindeer are the closest one. I don't like sort of having mass of the same sort of type of enclosure next to each other. You know, I don't like 7 desert ones all near each other and stuff like that. Real zoos probably do it in that way. I was looking for some inspiration for some certain things on this series the other day, and I thought, oh, what if I Google search? What should we have? Iron bars for polar bears or fences? What have we got around us? Fences, iron bars. We can use what we like. Let's go with some. Let's go with some fences. I googled zoo maps, you know, like the actual like cartoon map that you always get given at a zoo or a theme park or something like that. And I noticed on about half the zoos, half of them done it in the way that I have, where the enclosures were somewhat randomized. There was some sort of order, you know, like how we've got like the farmy-ish animals like turkeys and goats and stuff like that near each other. But then they were pretty evenly spread out. Then the other half actually sort of stuck biomed animals. I know biome isn't like a real thing. But together, so like all the deserty animals were like in desert zone, and all the winter animals were like in a cold zone, and stuff like that. It's a cool way of doing it. The only thing that I don't like about it, though, is it makes it look clumped together, and I don't like that feeling. I like being able to wander around and go, oh, there's polar bears here, and then, oh, there's lions there. I like not having this sort of biome theme running through, so I'm very happy with what we've got. Anyway, let's stop rambling. Let's put this to snow, transform this into some snow, because what else would polar bears have? I would really like to have some ice in here as well. Replace grass with brick. No, not brick. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Snow blocks. What would possess me to make it brick? Maybe I was looking at brick or something. So yeah, I'm pretty excited on how the whole zoo has pretty much turned out. I don't like talking about it in a way that like the zoo's finished, but I'm trying to sort of prepare you guys for the day that it doesn't continue. It's really not going to be that long. I do need to go through exactly what blocks we've got left. What does a polar bear need? Can we make a little bit of a snow cave like at the back here? Like, I don't mind ripping out some of these fences to do that. Because I know this is some of your favourite series, or this is at least your favourite series for some of you. That's better. It's better English. Some of you like the City series a little bit more, or other series. It's definitely one of my favourites. All my series are like my favourite series. I wouldn't do them if I didn't enjoy them. But I do feel bad for the day where I say, right guys, that's it. The zoo's completed, and we never see it again. Well, I don't know if we'll never see it again. I'm sure we'll be able to come back and view it from time to time on, like, I don't know, channel reminiscent videos and stuff like that, you know, reacting to old videos or looking at old series and stuff like that. Maybe I should do that video soon, actually. That would be quite cool. Like, looking at old series video. Would you guys be interested in that? And, like, going back over some of the worlds? I might even have some of the worlds still on the computer, so I might not, like, on some of them at least, I might not have to look at, like, the videos. I can actually load up the world again. Oh, would you guys be interested in that? That would be, I'd be into that. And, like, going back, do I have it? I was thinking, do I have my first series world back on Xbox 360? I do have the same 360, so crazy enough as that sounds. Or at least the same hard drive, for when I first started my channel and I was using a laptop in order to record my videos. There was no computer back then. It was all done on a laptop and a Roxio game capture, a very, very cheap game capture now. I wouldn't recommend using it at all. But back in the day, that was sort of one of the top, or was the top one before the Elgato came out. With a really dodgy, terrible mic. They were terrible, terrible videos, but some of you, some people, I don't know if any of you guys are still there, found it in your heart to give me a chance and subscribe to me for some reason. I think you're crazy. But thank you very much for that. If you are one of those guys, let's put some lighting in there, otherwise mobs are going to spawn. We'll go with torches, not lamps. And if I have the same world, how awesome would it be? I don't think that world... Well, that world was created, I think, when Xbox was on TU 4 or 7. Like, there was only grasslands. There were no other biomes. Oh, no. That series might not have been. It might have been. There might have been spruce biomes. But yeah, there was like no blocks. You should see the creative inventory back then. I still sort of barely remember it. There was one sapling. There wasn't the other saplings. There was one wood. You know, there was just nothing. No clay. I'm sure that at least some of you guys remember the days of no clay on console before the Mesa biomes, because they're relatively recent. But I was looking the other day actually about the history of Minecraft and stuff like that, because I've been playing this game for years, like, no joke, years. I've been playing it for 3 years, or over 3 years, nearly 3 years now, on YouTube alone. And I was playing it before that. I was playing it long before I was making videos on it. And then I realized that Minecraft has been out, I think, 10 years. I think. I might be wrong, but I think it was like 2006. So it might, you know, maybe even 11 years. I think it was 2006 it came out. If not, it was very close to that. Which means, potentially, that there are some people watching this video that were born after Minecraft was made. Like, Minecraft has been around since before they were born. Now that's pretty crazy. when you think about it, right? Like, if it has been out for 10 years, and you're 9 years old, or 9.5, or 9 3/4 years old, Minecraft is older than you. And there's still loads of people that play it, and there's conventions every year. That is so cool, don't you think? Wow. It's so interesting to think. In fact, I might have been playing, for some of you, I played Minecraft relatively close to where it began. I don't think I had it when it was in alpha, but I certainly had it when it was in beta, which potentially means that for some of you, I have played Minecraft for longer than you've been born. Like, if you're 7 years old watching this, and the game's been out for 11 years, and it went into beta whenever, then I can't promise anything, I'm not 100% sure, but I might have been playing Minecraft for longer than you've been alive. Wow. And you're still not that good at building, AJ. You're still a terrible builder. I don't get that comment too often, actually. I'm actually really fortunate that you guys are so kind to me. I'm certainly not the best builder in the world, but you guys are awesome. I think we're adding some blue flowers. Blue is a very cold colour, so I think these are going to really suit. And then I want to add a little bit of a frozen lake. It's a little bit unfair adding a frozen lake for a water source for for an animal in a zoo, but I think it's quite suitable for the polar bears here. Let's have that one in there as well. So we want some ice. This can be normal ice. We've got like a bunch of different ice, but I think normal ice, we don't need packed ice for this, especially if we change up underneath this, or replace the dirt here with snow, so we don't have like this dirt look at the bottom. I think it'd look a lot better, because obviously ice has a little bit of transparency. You can always see through it enough. So, I've got rid of the ice. So having the ice here will really, really help. Doesn't need to be that big. It's on like a water pump, so it's never going to run out for them. And let's get the polar... Oh, we have polar bear winter. Oh no, it is called polar bear. Do we have any other bear? Ice bear, that's what it was. I knew there was another one. Brown bear, black bear, spawn bear. Brown bear head. Okay, so we've got two. I think one's bigger than the other, but I think one's more derpy than the other. I think they're both pretty derpy, but I think one's derpier than the other. Let's go for what I think is the really derpy one. Actually, that might be the good one. That's actually not bad. What's the other one like? Jesus, that is huge. I actually like both of them. I thought one of them was a little bit derpier. That is massive. I think I probably... That was a wolf, isn't it? I think it's technically a wolf. It's got like a wolfy look to it. But I like them both, actually. I don't know if he's small enough to even go in the cave. In the cave. I think he can. But I think that one can. Alright, we'll get a couple more of those done. I don't think we need many of these. We'll have 2 big ones and 3 small ones. I think that's a nice balance. Hey, that looks pretty good, right? Hey, that's pretty good. I like it. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. It's a little bit of a shorter episode. But I suppose I could like do some space filling, but we can do that in its own episode. Oh, they're really close to getting out, hey? But as you can see, we've got like space fill to do there and there. Some space filling to do outside the cafe. Space filling to do here. I don't want an enclosure there. I mentioned that last episode. Space filling. I think that's the last... No, I tell you what we can do, just to add a little bit of time to the episode, because we are very early. Most of the spots left are just space filling spaces, but I did say that polar bears were actually our last animal. Now, we've got an episode to do of inside the cafe. I'm not going to do an episode of building inside of the toilets again. We've already built inside of the toilets once. But I can build inside of the cafe as one episode. We need to add people, which is probably going to be another episode. There'll probably be some sort of world tour, but we need to see if there's any other eggs that we want to add. We'll start right from the beginning. Is there any like vanilla animals, like pigs and sheep and cows? I really don't want. Wolves. We don't have a wolf. I'm sure there's actually more than one. Where's my... I do have my sheet of paper for zoo animals. Here it is. We've got that one crossed off, that one crossed off, that one crossed off, that one crossed off, and that one crossed off. Oh yeah, and on the episode 50, I do apologise for not going into the Sea Life Centre as well. I forgot about that. So we've got. I like the idea of having the wolves. There are a few wolves, but I think they're like werewolves and stuff like that. And there is another type of wolf, but it's really big wild wolf, or W wolf, I think it's classed as. Ocelots, I don't... Yeah, ocelots are one that we can add, actually. I never thought about the vanilla ones really that much. Ocelots. I spelled that completely wrong on my sheet of paper. It looks terrible. Horses, we've got mammoths. We don't need vultures and stuff like that. We've already done. Lizards are already done. All of the beavers. I forgot about beavers. Yeah, no beavers. Okay, we're adding. We're adding episodes here. We're adding episodes. Beaver, yeah, with a 2-leveled enclosure. With a dam, obviously, like a waterfall that comes down and it flows between some logs. That could be cool. And then, like, the 2 levels will allow us to build at least a little dam. Now, I read about the beavers, or I didn't specifically go out like googling lots of mobs Minecraft beaver mod or something like that. But I did see on the page. I think it's not from lots of mobs. I think it's from the one that we just recently added the other day. I think they actually collect wood, so we might have to be careful on how we do that enclosure, because I'm sure I read that they collect wood and self-build a dam at water, like they'll build it themselves. Apparently, I might be wrong. That might be on a different version. That might be completely incorrect. But if we make it out of wood, I don't want them to tear their own enclosure apart. So we might have to do some clever stuff there to stop that from happening. Little birds we've already got. Rhinos and ostriches, eagles and hornbills and other bird types. Goats we've got. Ripperfin, no, we don't want any drogs going on. Doombloom's like a weird one. We did have rats, but they despawned. We just need to add those back. Mouse, I don't really want. You know, we've got the rats already. They're about the same. We could always add some mouse in there. Most of the rest here are fish and birds and butterfly style stuff for the Butterfly 10 Sea Life Centre. Yeah, there's the white wolf or wild wolf. Wild wolf, not white. There's all different colour ones in there. And the werewolf. Again, most of these are just those sort of animals. I don't want... The scorpion isn't like a tiny scorpion. It's like a big thing. Oops, I didn't want to click. No, I didn't want to click. No, I didn't want to click. We've got all of those. There's the other elephant type. Ants, I don't think there's really any point in making an ant enclosure, is there, in all honesty? Same as maggots. Okay, so that's all of the ones for that mod. But then we do have... I think that's like 3 mods there, actually. We do have these ones, which can be a little bit more odd. Squirrels. Sword. Are they worth making an enclosure for? It could be good enough to put in like a small area. Like in a little wooden one. Okay, we've got a grey one. Do we have any other colours? Do they move? Oh, we do. We got red ones as well. Okay, they turn at least. Do they move, though? I would add a squirrel enclosure if they move. Go on. They sort of move. He seems to be having a little bit of trouble, but no, okay. Squirrels. Squirrel. Back to the page. I can't believe that we forgot about squirrels. Where was squirrels? Oh, first top, yeah. Bunnies we've already got. I forgot to show those as well, in all honesty. Lions and stuff. Frogs all sit in an enclosure that they've despawned in the butterfly tent. All of the different frog types. We could have a Santa enclosure. Narwhal will be in the thing. All of those are dinosaurs and fossils. Gazelle, I think we've already got. Sabertooth isn't really an animal that I'm interested in adding. And that's it. So we've got ocelots, beavers, squirrels, and wolves. which is a little bit of an increase in as though we were out of animals. So you guys should be pleased that the series isn't going to quite end off yet. We've maybe got another 10 episodes, roughly, something like that. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode.